Hey, welcome back to the Body Transformation series, a 70-day training arc where I share the key 2.5% for those who want the best results in the least time. This is the step 2 and today we will be doing the 3 most important things. Number 1, making our SMART goal. Number 2, taking our measurements. And number 3, making the perfect plan for us to follow. This is an actionable video, so if you are serious about transforming your body, have a book and a pen handy because we will be doing this thing at the same time. Ready? Let's go. First, let's create a SMART goal. If you don't know what a SMART goal is, SMART is an acronym for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant and time bound. Now write specific in your book and in the specific column, write what you want to do, like what's your specific end goal. This determines the direction and intention of your actions. Your actions entirely depend on what your goal is, and your goals should be numerically precise. Goals are usable, but only when the for what is clear. For example, mine is losing weight and building muscle along the way. So what I would write is losing 5 kilos of weight and building muscle along the way. Why haven't I wrote anything specific in building muscle? Because right now my priority is losing weight, but I also need to remind myself that I need to build muscle by eating enough protein and doing resistance training. So specific is done. I want to lose 5 kilos of weight and build muscle along the way. Did you spot any mistake? I don't want to, I need to, I have to. I will lose 5 kilos of weight and build muscle along the way. Next, measurable. How we will track our progress. I will track my progress by weekly weighing myself and checking my measurements because what gets measured gets managed. Next is achievable. Asking yourself if your goal is realistic or not. Yes, this goal is achievable if I control myself and stick to my diet and exercise routine. Now the next thing is relevant. Why am I doing this in the first place? The answer to this is your Harajuku moment, the moment of realization. Why do you want to transform yourself? Mine was a realization that the perfect time will never come and this is my only chance to build a body that I'm proud of. Write yours now because if you don't have a why behind what you're doing, then you'll never stick to it. Here are some examples like I want to impress my crush, I don't want to feel ashamed and insecure of my body, etc. etc. Now the final thing is time bound. This is a pretty straightforward answer for me as this is a 70 days body transformation challenge. So my answer is 70 days. Yours can be anything. Like if you're in school and want to transform yourself over the vacations, then in the time bound section, write the duration of your vacations. But be realistic. Losing 10 kilos of weight in 1 month is madness and unrealistic. Keep your physical movement and diet in mind while writing the time duration. Because you don't want to get unmotivated and discouraged if you don't see yourself progressing, right? So congratulate yourself. We have our final goal in our hand. Now that we have our goal in our hand, let's create a perfect plan to tackle it. And that's the biggest mistake we make. Perfect plan does not exist. A perfect plan comes from us as we do things. Everything is dynamic. You cannot plan each and every event unless you live in a room alone with no friends and social responsibility. I want you to the perfect plan and get started working on your vision and the goals you have decided on. Planning is important, but over planning is the killer of action. Plan today and tomorrow and repeat the same thing again. In the later videos, we will discuss meal prepping, how to plan effectively and more juicy stuff. But for now, I want you to keep one thing in mind. What's the one thing you can do right now that can get you closer to your goal? Search on YouTube for a super simple and easy recipe and make it. When you get tired or done for the day, then plan your next day or next couple of days. Don't waste your conscious focused energy on doing shallow work. Use it to push yourself and control yourself from doing the things you don't want to do. Now that's sort of a way. This is the most important thing that you're gonna do. Taking your measurements. 50% of what we know is wrong. But the problem is, we don't know which 50% it is. So how do we know which 50% is the problem? By tracking our measurements and the things we are doing. Grab an inchy tape or measurement tape and take your measurements. Both arms, biceps and forearms, shoulder width, chest, waist, hips, both legs, calves and finally neck. Write it down in your journal or on your Notion page. We will take the measurements and weigh ourselves every week to see if we are progressing or not. I plan on to take the measurements on every Thursday, 4 days after the cheat day. We will not be tracking any calories. We'll discuss the reason in another video, but for now, we will eliminate calorie tracking to keep things simplified. Because the diet I'm gonna show you will take care of everything. So to track my progress visually, I'm gonna be taking photos of myself every day and crossing a day on my whiteboard. This technique is developed by the comedian Jerry Seinfeld, in which he had a big calendar in his home and his goal was to write one joke every day. Once he completes the task, he would then cross off the date and move on with his day. So by the end of the month, he would have 30 jokes all guaranteed to deliver. So my goal is to eat clean for these 70 days. So to recap, now we have a smart goal, our measurements and a perfect plan. So get up now, do some push-ups, and it's time to transform ourselves.